Unit 12, Day 2 notes. Today we're going to be talking about finding the surface area and volume of pyramids. So, because the base of this pyramid is a square, this is called a square pyramid. P, again, stands for the perimeter of the base. So since it is a square, the formula for perimeter is 4 times your side. So that means it's 4 times 8. So that means the perimeter for this square is 32 feet. B stands for the base area. Again, since it is a square, the formula is side squared. So that means it's 4 squared, which is 16 feet squared. The 3D height for this pyramid we still have to find. That is represented by this red dashed line. So we'll find that in just a moment. However, the slant height is provided for us. The slant height is 14 feet. To find the 3D height, we're going to use Pythagorean's theorem. Because the 3D height comes to the center of the base. So that means you can draw a line right here that connects to the edge, and it forms a right triangle within your shape. So the right triangle consists of the 3D height, the slant height, and half of the edge, or half of the side, so that would be 4. The slant height is 14, which we already know. So we have A and C when we use Pythagorean's theorem. So to find my 3D height, it'll be the square root of 14 squared minus 4 squared. So we grab our calculator. Again, this is the shortcut version of Pythagorean's theorem. You're welcome to use the longer version as well. So let's round to the hundreds place. It's about 13.42, my 3D height. Feet. All right, let's consult the formula chart for the areas formula and the volume formula. So for a pyramid, lateral area is 1/2 perimeter times slant height. Surface area is 1/2 perimeter times slant height plus base. And then for the volume, it's 1/3 BH. So let's write all of those down before we forget them. Again, lateral area is 1/2 PL. Total area was 1/2 PL plus base. And then for volume, it was 1/3 BH. All right, for lateral, it's 1/2 perimeter times slant height. So the perimeter we found earlier to be 32 feet. And the slant height was 14. So grab our calculator. We have 0.5 times 16, 32 times 14. 224. 224 feet squared. Now, again, the total area represents the area around a figure plus the bases. And since the pyramid only has one base, that's why you only see the one base in this formula, unlike the prisms we did last time. So again, it's basically taking the lateral area, the area around, plus the base. So the lateral area was 224, so we don't have to calculate that again. But now we need to add the base value, or base area, which we calculated already to be 16. So 224 plus 16 would give me 240 feet squared. And now we calculate our volume. Again, our base area is 16. Our 3D height is 13.42. So 1/3 times 16 times 13.42 is approximately 71.57 feet cubed. So this is how we find the area and volume of a pyramid. Alrighty, this base is also a square. So it's again a square pyramid. And it is still a polyhedron because a polyhedron means that all faces are polygons. So the base is a square, and then the faces are all triangles, and so that means, or the lateral faces are triangles. So they are all polygons. So this is under the heading of polyhedron. Again, to find the perimeter of the base, you take 4 times the side. So that's 4 times 10 in this case, and I get 40 feet. The base area, I would take my side and square it. So that's 10 squared. Ooh, I just realized a mistake. Oh my goodness. Okay, so on my base area of my first example, my side was 8, not 4. So this area should have been 8 squared, which is 64 feet squared. So the plate, I need to fix my total area and my volume. Sorry guys. Glad I caught it though. So my total area is 224 plus 64. So that means, excuse me, it'll be 288 feet squared. And then I need need to change this to 64 and recalculate my volume. So it's 286.29. Feet cubed. Okay, back to our example number 2. So to find my area, again, it's 10 squared, so that's 100 feet squared. My 3D height is represented by the red dashed line, and that is 12 feet. So I have to find my slant height. So again, you could create a right triangle by connecting the 3D height to your slant height. So my 3D height is 12. The bottom portion is half of your side, so that means it's 5. So I'm looking for C this time. So the shortcut would be L. It is equal to 12 squared plus 5 squared. And you would get 13 feet. All right, the formulas have not changed, so let's go ahead and write them all down. For lateral area, it's 1/2 P times L. Total area is 1/2 P times L plus B. And for volume, it's 1/3 BH. So for my lateral area, it's 1/2 times my perimeter times my slant height. My perimeter is 40, and my slant height is 13. So that'd be 20 times 13, which is 260 feet squared. Again, total area is nothing but your lateral area plus the base. So that's 260 plus 100. So that gives me 360 feet squared. And now for my volume. My base area is 100. My 3D height was 12. So that's essentially 4 times 100, so 400 feet cubed. And on our last example, again, we have our base is a square. And it just so happened that all these bases have the same, all these pyramids have the same type of base. But it's not always the case. So make sure you understand that the perimeter in the area will change depending on the base figure that you have. So be careful. So again, it's a square pyramid. On this case, we don't have the slant height or the 3D height. They give us the height of the edge. So this is going to be about 2 different types of Pythagorean theorem built into one. The first thing is you can create a triangle with the 3D height. Hold on one second. Okay, so again, as I was stating, the first height we'll be able to find is the 3D height by using the edge that they give us, 15. So the edge is 15. Here's our 3D height, and there's a right angle right here. Where the bottom piece is coming from is this, like half of a diagonal. If I were to draw it, the half of the diagonal is what we need to find as well. But since it's a square on the bottom, we know that from the center to the edge is 9 feet. So from this distance is 9 right here. From the blue dash line to the vertex is also 9. So that makes it an isosceles right triangle because there is a right angle in this little corner right here. And whenever it's a right triangle and it's isosceles, it's a 45, 45, 90. So that means this half of the diagonal, this purple line right here, would be 9 square root of 2, which represents the bottom of that particular triangle. So now I have A and C. I can find my 3D height using the shortcut. So I would take C squared, which is 15, minus A squared, and let's put that into the calculator. And it's about 7.94 for my 3D height. Oops, 94, 94. Now that I have my 3D height, I would use that, which is the red line. So it's right here, 7.94. Half of my side, so that's 9. It'll go at the bottom here. And then the C portion of the second triangle represents the slant height. So my slant height will be found by taking A squared, 7.94, plus B squared, 9. And now I can calculate it. And it's roughly 12. Or not roughly, it's exactly 12. So my slant height is 12. And we're still with feet. All right, I've helped you out on the hardest parts. I need you to finish the rest of the example on your own. And this concludes your notes for today's lesson.